The BMW 1 Series has been with us in one form or another for around 20 years now, and it has received a heavy update in time for 2025. Offering a fresh look that's designed to feel sportier than that of its predecessor, the baby BMW is here to compete with the recently revamped Audi A3, Mercedes-Benz A-Class, and the Volkswagen Golf. A BMW badge on a more affordable model with power going to the rear wheels and carrying BMW's core DNA of driving enjoyment was definitely a big hit with buyers. The German brand has sold over 3 million 1 Series units globally over 3 generations, creating many lifetime customers who have stepped out of the 1er and into bigger BMWs. BMW has made significant changes to the exterior design of the 1 Series with a new, low nose and sharp features, including a new interpretation of the firm's kidney grille. To our eyes, it looks a bit odd because the grille sits so far below the windscreen, but at least BMW has resisted the urge to oversize the grille. Sadly, it hasn't resisted the urge to offer illumination around the grille, though, so there's a thin strip of LEDs all the way around the nose that looks somewhat homemade. The M135 may be packing more pipes, but sadly that doesn't translate to more performance. The Audi A3 alternative still uses a 2.0-liter turbocharged petrol engine putting out 300 horsepower and 400 Newton-meters of torque, exactly the same figures as before. As a result, 0 to 60 miles per hour is dealt with in 4.9 seconds. That's 0.1 of a second slower than the outgoing car, as well as being 0.2 of a second slower than the recently revised Audi A3. BMW has also massively streamlined the engine lineup for the rest of the 1 Series range. There are no diesels on offer anymore. In fact, there's just one option if you don't fancy the M135. The 120 uses a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder engine with mild hybrid technology to boost efficiency. It puts out 170 horsepower, and it'll do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.8 seconds. As is the modern way, the 1 Series cabin has been cleaned up a bit, with BMW describing it as calmer than before. As a result, there's a very minimalist dashboard that's accented with aluminium and is almost completely devoid of buttons. BMW claims that's a design-led decision, but the quality of some of the plastics suggests cost pressures were also a consideration. It feels modern, too. We particularly like the integration of the ambient lighting into the aforementioned aluminium trim, which is much better than the plasticky light bars in the BMW 5 and 7 Series models. The curved display that contains both the touchscreen and the digital instrument display in one big housing is a success for the most part, too. The 2025 model earns dual screens running BMW's latest iDrive 9 infotainment system. The digital gauge cluster measures 10.3 inches while the central infotainment screen is slightly larger and measures 10.7 inches. The screens both look great, and the menus are logically laid out, while the digital instrument display comes with lots of useful configuration options so you can arrange it the way you like it. The optional head-up display is also very clever, and its layout changes depending on which driving mode you're in. The cabin itself feels very sporty, with a chunky steering wheel and supportive seats. You can option your BMW with a leather-free interior and go for new Econeer upholstery made from recycled polyethylene terephthalate. This is a 5-seater, of course, but it's more suited to carrying 4 average adults and a 5th if the need arises for a short trip. BMW has redesigned the seats entirely, and we felt them to be more supportive and enjoyable to sit in for long distances drives. We found head and legroom in both rows plentiful for a car this size, but things get tight if the middle seat is also in use. The second row is reasonably spacious. You can carry 4 adults quite happily, but the very tallest rear seat passengers won't find much wriggle room back there. Even in M Sport form, as tested here with sporty seats, the 120 comes with 3 Isofix child seat mounting points, allowing you to fit 1 child seat in each of the 2 outermost rear seats, and another in the front passenger seat. While it's only a major consideration for those with children of a certain age, it does help to put the 1 Series ahead of some rivals that don't offer such flexibility. Parents of small kids may find the boot a little small though. The cabin is reasonably spacious as well, although it doesn't really impress compared with other family hatchbacks. Opt for a purely petrol-powered 1 Series. For the time being, the only option on that front is the Go Faster M135 version, and you get 380 liters of boot space. But with the mild hybrid system in the 120, there's only 300 liters of official luggage capacity and a pitifully small underfloor storage area. From a practicality perspective, you can get the 1 Series with a 40 hours, 20 minutes and 40 seconds split rear seat backrest, which can be folded down to increase luggage compartment volume from 380 liters to up to 1,200 liters. At the back, the new 1 Series has a slightly more muscular look, complete with new 2-part taillights. And this 120 version hides the exhaust behind a diffuser-style panel in the new rear bumper, whereas the sporty M135 gets a 4-outlet exhaust system. The 1 Series in a very positive light, simply because it comes with the latest technology, a fantastic interior as well as super sharp and aggressive looks. For us, if a BMW X1 doesn't make the cut, the new 1 Series certainly provides an excellent and more affordable alternative that offers a sportier drive and appearance.